let me just go back then
Yeah.
to the web, right? So then, okay, here we are in this web, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and then we just freeze, right? And then we freak out, and then maybe go for spiritual seeking, or somehow try to break out, and then somehow in this tightness of this web, we go around and around, like we try to pull one string, and then boom, we're back in the whole thing again and again. And then we start making excuses, like when the kids are raised, when I'm retired, then a few of these strings will break, or be undone, and then I'll somehow be free. And then by then our health goes, so then that string is strung out.
There's one other element in this.
Tell me.
Grace. So a bit of light from higher consciousness, beyond these structures, finds its way in.
A crack.
A crack. It comes in, and you can grab that or not grab that. And sometimes it comes in so forcefully you have to grab it.
Okay, right.
But
well,
other
that's
people,
it. A tornado can blow all this web away, and you can say like, okay, wow,
yeah.
Those are a lot of guys, deaths and accidents and sicknesses.
Death blows all those structures away, at least temporarily.
Yeah, temporarily. Yeah. And then you can say, and then you might be ready, because then you say, well, I can make a move in my life, and all the other webs won't pull me back because they're all gone. See?
Yeah.
And first you have to get over with starting over again. You say, I didn't want to start over again.
Well, some people can't wait to get another web going.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, like every time I divorced, I got married right away.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, great. I love it.
Yeah. So then, for some reason, I seem to be like a lot of my webs are broke, right? And a lot of times we just think, okay, I'm poor, and this thing has a value. Collectors, people that have clutter and all that stuff. And I don't need it anymore, but I can't throw it away because I worked a long time to get this thing. And so then that's another string in the web, but somehow I'm out of my house now. And all that good stuff that I have, my extra computers, my big ones and all that stuff, my other camera, everything is over there, okay, great. But somehow we don't have kids. My wife says, go be free, go away, get lost. And then, the only thing is I'm broke, but what the heck? That's not new.
Yeah.
And so then I'm starting to live like day by day. Like, I don't know where
When did you begin this path?
Well, I mean, maybe some time ago, but it really kind of hit pretty strong when I got to Australia like 2 months ago.
Oh, really? Australia has that effect.
I don't know. Like you were saying that we can have a cultural matrika, and so like I'm here to see the matrika of Australia.
Yeah.
There's some sore spots, and then there's a lot of vibrancy because there's a lot of health and a lot of sexual energy, and then there's a lot of creativity, and there's a huge amount of beauty that probably people don't even realize how beautiful it is here.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very privileged place in a lot of ways. Partly because it's not so thickly in the matrika of the whole world situation as America is. It's a little more isolated, and it's more peaceful in some ways.
So you can stand back and watch the fray, and say, oh boy, I'm glad I'm not over there.
It's a little saner in some ways.
Yeah.
I would say so.
No, I was hit with that just immediately. Like the first day I hit the road running, and I didn't have jet lag. I didn't have anything. I mean, I just was so loaded with energy.
Yeah.
And so open and so talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And somehow, I don't know, it's a miracle.
Well, you seem like you're getting a lot of grace, and you're a very joyous, creative space right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, grace is always here. All we got to do is be open to it, right? Because how could grace just come capriciously?
It can, and that's how grace comes, capriciously.
No, that's just the moment we drop the wall, right? That's just the moment we drop well, it's a crack. It goes through a crack.
I tell you what, fundamentally, you can't understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't understand why, and all the kids that were in my high school, that I was selected to walk this path. That I had a certain amount of grace for that. And you can't understand why people get grabbed by it, why some people have awakenings, Kundalini awakenings and things like that. It's incomprehensible with the rational mind. Just happens.
Just this September, I went to the 50th high school reunion.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Oh
50th.
my God! I never went to another reunion. That was the only one I ever went to.
Every 50 years you should go.
Oh yeah, I go to the 100th. But it was the 54th for grade school, and there was about 24 of us there for the grade school.
Wait a second. What year is that? 1960 or something?
I don't know. That's 62, I think.
Yeah. Okay, 62.
Yeah, so, yeah, because it was 2012, 62. Yeah. So then, no, wait, 61. I guess it was class of 61.
Yeah.
So then a lot of those grade school kids I went to kindergarten with, so that was 63 years. It was totally marvelous. Like, I mean, I tied a bow around my whole life and just tied it off, and just I was just in love with everyone.
Sweetheart?
I was too afraid of girls then. I didn't have any sweethearts, you know. I didn't know nothing. No, the one girl that was on my block there was one girl I kind of took a shine to, but she didn't come.
Yeah.
There was, I think, 5 of us on our little block where I grew up, you know, from when I was 2 to when I was, I don't know, not 11.
When you get a certain age, you start seeing in big chunks of time. Time has a different perspective. You think in 20, 30, 40-year chunks. Like I went to India, it's now 40 years, over 40 years ago. So that's a big chunk of time. Different perspective.
It's amazing how great age is. It's just so, that is grace right there, to live a longer life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am so enjoying my life now compared to however I did it before. And that's got to be beautiful grace.
What were you doing before this?
I was business, you know, and then I was always kind of trying to start something new. So I was always stressed and I was trying to penetrate, you know. I was a classic, like a male, you know, like trying to get in, you know, because I had a new thing, and I was trying to say, hey, market my product. Hey, look at what I can do. Hey, always, you know, feeling like an outsider trying to get in.
Was there an encounter that turned it around?
No, well, that was business. I mean, what do you mean, like?
I mean, did you meet somebody or have an experience that turned it towards the spirit?
Well, the first one I met, you know, I don't know, you know, it took me a while to actually have a guide, because I was kind of like, I think there's a time when you're really put off by adulation. If somebody is like, well, especially a guru, but I mean, even a teacher. The first teacher that I was really shocked by was this Werner Erhard Est.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all these girls, he had a lot of groupies, and, you know, like all these people just worshipped, oh, Werner, you know. Yeah. It was kind of rough, you know, like, and then he cleared me in a way that I could actually look at Indian gurus, and then I could be okay with it, you know. So, because he didn't clear me like him personally, but just being involved with his organization and getting over it, you know. I got over the fact that people were giving a lot of adulation.
What year did you do Est?
Oh, I think in the early 80s.
You know, he brought Baba to the West. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Big connection. I know Werner very well. He was my guest in Ann Arbor, and I met him in India.
How's he doing now? What's he doing?
Well, I only know
the forum, right? But he's not involved.
No,
anymore,
he's not involved. Last I heard, he was in Russia. Was it? Is he in Russia? Might be in Russia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he left the forum. That's still going on.
They threw him out, didn't they? They didn't like him, right?
I don't know the exact story.
Yeah, I don't care about it. Yeah.
But he was definitely culturally a breakthrough. He had a very strong relationship with Baba. Muktanand. He came to Ganeshpuri. And
so then I was able to kind of look squarely at Osho, you know, Rajneesh Bhagwan, and then I was a Bhagwan sannyas, and I wore orange and had a name and the whole works, you know, and wore that mala with his picture on there, and it was, maybe that's part of my overcompensation, because the fact that, you know, I just kind of took it that wearing orange and being out in society like that was, he wanted us to attract energy and attention from other people. And so then I'm always dancing. I'm a dancing monkey now, that I'm always attracting attention. Now, whether that's an overcompensation or just a belief structure that I got from Osho, that, you know, that drawing people's attention. In fact, that's the whole Never Not Here, because like I've got 600 movies online, and I'm in every one of them.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I never missed one of my shows, right?
You're embodying Osho's Sankalpa as his wish, yeah.
Yeah, something like that is what is going
When I
on.
got to India, there were three big gurus that they were talking about, you know. One was Osho, then called Rajneesh.
Yeah, it was Bhagwan Sri
Rajneesh. The other was Satya Sai Baba, and the third was Muktananda Baba. And so I I related
Shuffled
to
them around. And
no, I didn't meet them all, but the one that I was pulled to was my guru, of course, Muktananda. But those were the big three in those days. And,
yeah. Well, what can you say about him? I think Rajneesh was just like one that was more chaotic. Like he would build all kinds of stories, and then each one would be against the other, you know, and so then all the stories would just pop, right, sooner or later. But,
well, he's an interesting man. He was a naughty boy, extremely naughty. He was always trying to shock and outrage, and he was always in a fight with his culture or the government or somebody.
Yeah, no kidding. He went for press releases, you know, really good on getting press.
And his method was shocking and so on.
Right, and then that attracts a lot of people because they think like, tell it like it is. Come on, Bhagwan, knock those guys for a loop. That hypocrisy's got to go.
Yeah, but I mean, I never met him personally, so I don't have much of an opinion. He's very learned. He read a lot of books, and his writings are like a compendium of spiritual literature in some sense.
Like I think he talked twice a day, every day for 15 years. They could make 1,000 books out of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.